Howdy there, my Chim Chims. Welcome back to One Great Manga War. And today we'll be going over my top 5 beginner manga that you should get into if you have no idea where to start. So, manga, like comic books, is diverse and vast, and it can be really hard to figure out what you want to get yourself into. So, today I'll be bringing you 5 of them that you should start with. So number 5, we have Initial D. Alright, so Initial D should be read if you are interested in racing. If you don't know, Initial D is about a kid who has absolutely nothing, who's just kind of a regular nobody, except for the fact that his father owns a tofu shop, and he's the delivery boy there, who drives a AE86. The boy is actually really good at driving due to this, doing really good on drifts. Eventually one day he goes with one of his friends to go street racing. Then he's called out and is like, race me, and then they race and he falls in love with it and continues to do it for about 44 volumes. Now, the reason I put Initial D on here as the first one is, for a lot of people, this was one of their first shonen series ever to come in America. It is a really great series and has gorgeous artwork. If you looked at the cover of this one, that's actually one of the manga panels. They put the cover of the manga panels on the cover for all of these for some reason, Tokyo Pop. But that just shows you how good the drawings are. If you want to make it even better, throw on some of the anime soundtrack, and then you will be having an absolute blast. Another thing about Initial D is that it is absolutely free on Amazon Prime. You can read the whole series in scans on Amazon Prime for free, which is amazing. So, if you have not read Initial D yet, I would suggest it. Next one, if you're more into comedy, we have Kaguya-sama Love is War. Now, I know, a romance comedy, guys. I know. Kaguya-sama is one of my favorite comedies ever, if not the best. It's about two teenage kids who really like each other but don't want to say to the other one that they like each other. So then they go through various mental hoops to try to make the other one confess. But it never happens, and they fall flat on their face every time, and it's hilarious. There are several side characters that can make something as basic as, oh, I want them to try my food, and then the side character could come in and completely throw off their plans of what they want to do, and then just make it freaking hilarious. It's a great series, and you should absolutely read it if you're looking for a comedy. Kaguya-sama Love is War. Alright, next one. Number 3 is one I don't have, and that is Slam Dunk. Slam Dunk is absolutely amazing, guys. Slam Dunk is about a kid. He's a bit of a delinquent, and one day he falls in love with one girl, and he's like, I like this girl and I want her to be mine. So then he sees that the guy she likes is a basketball player. Absolutely heartbroken at this fact, he decides to take up basketball himself to show to her that he's worth it. And after that, he falls in love with basketball and continues to do incredibly well in there. And does incredibly well in it. Slam Dunk's artwork is also freaking fantastic. And the story is absolutely fantastic too. Filled with trials and tribulations and emotion. And it's super good. And you should read it. Alright, so then for number 2, we have the big boy itself, Dragon Ball. What is there to say about Dragon Ball that hasn't been said a bajillion times, guys? Alright, so Dragon Ball is a comedy. Starts out as a lighthearted romp about a boy named Goku who is a little bit different from your normal kid with superhuman strength and a monkey tail who could turn into a big monkey at night. It's crazy, weird, and really funny. Eventually he gets into martial arts, and then the series becomes a very shonen like battle series, and it's fantastic at it. Okay, guys. Whether you start with Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, you cannot go wrong. Both of these series also have a box set. Dragon Balls can routinely be found for under $100, and it's worth it. Whether you start with Z or Dragon Ball, they're both absolutely worth it. Personally, I prefer the VizBigs, and I believe the VizBigs can be cheaper than the box sets. So I would suggest getting the VizBigs, having them in this very beautiful style, in a very thick book with white, thick pages. Like, look at this artwork. Ah, the paneling's so freaking good, guys. Read it. Finally, last but not least, and I believe this is the manga that anybody could read. Your grandparents, your mom, that one guy from next door. This is the series for everybody, in my opinion. And that is Death Note. So, Death Note is about a kid, an incredibly talented and brilliant kid, who finds a notebook of death just laying on the ground. He picks it up one day, thinks it's a joke, and puts it in his backpack. He goes home, sees a bad guy on TV. He's like, you know what? Let's just see if it'll work. And he writes the name down, and the dude dies. He is absolutely shocked and absolutely appalled at first that this book actually works and exists. Eventually, though, he succumbs to the Death Note and he's like, I'm going to clean the world of all the bad guys. And that is the basics of Death Note. We have several. The main character is such a fantastic guy. No, he's not. No, he's not. I mean, he's a fantastic character. There we go. There we go. Then you also have Ryuk, which is the Shinigami that owns the Death Note, and is like a sidekick to him, adding a lot of comedy and more suspense than there already is. The main villain, I guess you could say, of the series is L, and the way he's able to keep Light at bay and try to figure out how he is and how he works is such a absolutely fantastic drama. This series is psychological as crap. It is freaking gorgeous, and the psychological parts of the story is absolutely fantastic. Holy crap. Words cannot describe how amazing it is. Especially the first half. Holy cow. The scene where the bad guy's on the bus while he's on a date is absolutely amazing, guys. Oh my word. If you have not read Death Note yet, I implore you to read Death Note. It is a fantastic series and is a perfect start to your manga collecting. It comes in several different editions. The first one it comes in is the singles, which can be bought for about $10. Then you have these black editions, which can be found for $15, routinely around $10. Then you have the box set, which is about $70, which is a really good deal. It comes with volume 13, which is kind of like a side book. And then the final one, which is the steal of them all. It comes in an all-in-one edition, where they collect all 12 books into one volume, and that is $40, which is a steal. if you want to start reading manga and get a complete series for $40, Death Note's the way to go. So to recap, let's go back. Number 5, we have Initial D. Number 4, we have Kaguya-sama, Love is War. Number 3, we have Slam Dunk. Number 2, we have Dragon Ball. And then last, but certainly not least, number 1, we have Death Note. Thank you all for watching.